Pillars is not only has it given me a family and a life, but the people that actually stand out from it. To the bitches and hoes. And the coke in my nose.
Coke in my nose. Yeah.
That's why I think I also like the shufflers is that we're not going to be like, I don't like your opinion and therefore I don't like you. You know, we're very like, I get that. I totally feel that. Even though I may not agree completely, like, I feel like most of the time we're all like, yeah.
This is the P.L.U.R podcast, episode 10. What's up, GMP gang? It's your girl, Give Me P.L.U.R, and coming up on this episode, we'll have an open discussion on the disparity between men's and women's rave fashion, constricting stereotypes, and possible solutions, with special guests Manny and Santana. All that and more on the way. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the P.L.U.R podcast. It's your girl, Give Me P.L.U.R, and I'm here with my best friends. We got Don to the right, and we got my boy Santana to the left. And today we're going to be talking about the disparity between men and women's rave fashion. I think this is an awesome topic. I actually thought this would be a great idea because Don and I were shooting a video for a project that he was doing last week, and he just, made a comment about how there's not a lot of options for men in the scene, in the rave scene, and I thought that he was completely correct in that, right? And I thought it'd be an awesome idea to have an episode about it on the show, and also to invite one of my good friends, Santana, who I feel like is a fashion icon in the rave scene here in Chicago. Yes.
You are too, girl.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. But this is going to be really good. So, I'm very excited to have you guys
Thank you for
be a
having
part
us.
of the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
You're very welcome. But go ahead, tell me, what are your thoughts, just initially?
Just to start, I think that within.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Who are you? Why don't you tell them who you are?
What's good? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'm your boy Santana, here every day. Maybe not all the time, but you can find me on Instagram and follow me, Santana Devera. There I am.
All right.
See, that's hard to follow up. So, but I was on what episode was I on?
You were on episode 4.
So see, he knows.
See,
He
Santana knows.
He follows hardcore. But I was on episode 4. I'm Don. I also go as Manny, but most people know me as Don Manolo with a 0
Sexy
at the
guy.
end. Sexy guy. And I'm a huge supporter and fan of Give Me P.L.U.R, the P.L.U.R podcast, everything that you have to offer. So it's exciting to be on here and just kind of give our thoughts and opinions about this topic. Yeah. So.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, now tell me, what are your initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts, rave fashion is obviously something that's huge. I think that it's as much a part of the culture as anything is within the culture of rave. But within, male fashion, it's hard because there's this kind of stigma with anything that you wear as a man in general. And then you amplify it with rave, and sometimes things can look out of context. Sometimes you can kind of people just have opinions and stigma about things. And for me, being a gay man, I don't care. I'll wear anything. I do not care. I'll wear women's clothes, men's clothes, a mixture of both. But I think that as a whole, outside of myself, men in general, I think have a hard time finding clothes to wear sometimes because you can only wear, a little, what is it called?
A tank top.
A little tank top and cargo shorts.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So many times before it's boring,
Yes.
And if you're an avid raver, you want options. You want to first of all, look good, and you want to be out here.
Yeah.
Doing things. And sometimes men aren't afforded that option.
I agree. What about you, Don?
I kind of piggybacking off of what he said. I totally agree with that. Initially when I was in the scene, I just thought tank top and shorts or cargo shorts with pockets. Yeah. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it because I was surrounded by, and we talked about this earlier, I was surrounded by male friends that were very macho, and we didn't think that you had to dress up in any kind of way until I met.
Broy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Until I met Chicago Shufflers, until I met Santana, and I learned I can be more comfortable with my sexuality. I'm completely straight, but I can still be who I want to be because
and be expressive.
Exactly. In the rave culture, that's what it's about. It's about being expressive and not just sticking to kind of one ideal the whole time, because you want to be able to like express yourself in a multitude of ways: dance, style of clothing, the music you listen to. So I feel like for a lot of guys, there's not a lot of options because they don't know. We don't know that there's options out there for us because, like, I'll go on Instagram. I think we talked about it. I went on Instagram and looked for male ravers or whatnot, and it was just dudes in just simple tank top and shorts.
I would say for every like 10 women, there's 0 guys that influence the rave, like that influence it heavily enough. I mean, there is people that definitely influence, but you can go. It's like fashion, when it comes to girls' fashion, you have what's the big ones? I'm not sure.
I heard
Raves and
it's kind of co-ed, but like Magente. Am I saying it right? Magente?
I don't know. Oh, Magente.
Oh yeah. Just like stuff like that. It's like there's so much out there. It's so available. But again, going back to me as a gay man, I think that like it's easier for me to be able to find things, and like I think that there needs to be something for men, straight men in particular, to feel comfortable in and like be able to just like put something on, and even if it is like expressive or out there, to feel comfortable and not feel like, oh, like is somebody staring at me or like like looking at me the right way, because we were talking about it's a fantasy. Like when we go to these raves, it's a fantasy. Like we go out there to have fun. It's outside of ourselves, and you should be able to wear like people dress up as like fucking sailors, like everything. You can be anything at a rave.
See, but
or at a show or a festival.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because you are trying to live out a fantasy. You're trying to, become your higher self or be your higher self. Your best self.
Yeah.
But you mentioned, Don, to me that that you have had, people come up to you asking you, like, questioning your sexuality. You know what I'm saying? So I can see like how that can be kind of like an affront. Right?
No.
Right. Like,
but we talked about it.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, you saying you have questioned his?
But also because like I just really like Don.
Okay, Don, you got
some supporters.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
No, but for real, you are very handsome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, but seriously though, I think that has to be very tough, because I mean, I'm a woman, so I don't care if somebody were to think. I think it's different from women, because it's easily accepted by society to be, a carpet muncher. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gay, that, like, that's totally cool to do, like, to be a lesbian. Like, that's accepted. Like, men like that. And I can be a heterosexual. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen a post about this. Kind of, I don't remember what, like, summarized, but, like, how girls are accepted into, like, playing around with girls, or like being like, oh, you look cute, or like you're beautiful, or like I'll kiss you, But for men, not to say that men have to, because they don't, and heterosexuality is a thing, but it's looked at like bromance is obviously a thing, and like being that is fine, but men are favored the same rights as, not to get into rights or anything, but like you said, like girls can just like have fun, do their thing, like with each other, but men, sometimes it's construed and misinterpreted in a way that's like nothing, like it doesn't have to be what it is, but people put their own labels and like and like ideas or preconceived notions, and just like doing your thing, like having fun. And
how can you truly express yourself and feel comfortable at the rave, which is the purpose of the rave, if you have those societal norms seeping their way into our scene? Exactly. It should be like, it should be distant. It should be like disconnected, because like that's what we go to the raves for, is to escape those societies, like understanding of who they think we should be. Exactly. We are more than society. We are more than what people think of us. So. Okay, then I have a question. Yeah. So, where do you draw the line in men's rave fashion before it's gay rave fashion? And is there such thing as gay rave fashion? And I asked this because I like Googled it, and they have like websites that say specifically that cater to gay men. You know what I'm saying? So, and they do seem a little feminine, but a lot of it seems like stuff that I feel like a straight man could wear too, though.
Oh yeah.
Like I like those sleeves, like you were talking about. I've like found some like a sleeves that have like a crossbody type. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
Yes.
That is like
I love that too.
I love that.
I was actually looking at something recently on Instagram, and I saw this guy. What are those? They're like the mesh tank tops that like see through.
Yeah. Like
and I'm
mesh,
and I thought to myself, I'm like, a straight guy could totally rock that.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And it goes down to the root of what each person is comfortable with, because it's hard to say like to be a brand like say I Heart Raves and be like, okay, so this is the limit we're capping it. This is where we're gonna say this is what is heterosexual clothing. It's really hard because you can't really do that in rave culture, especially nowadays where we're all about gender and sexuality fluidity and just being and just going like throughout your life you never you go through those times in your life, and so I feel like it's hard. Like I can't really say like, oh, there's a fine line. I feel like it varies by person because at the end of the day it comes down to what are you comfortable with and what are you who are you exposed by. Because when I met Santana, I really liked a lot of like the clothing you had and the accessories you had, and I kind of like drew off of that, and like I even bought products from him. And from there, I became more comfortable with myself. I was like, wow, I can rock this. Like, if he can rock it, I can rock it too. You know, anybody can rock it. Yeah. And there's some things I wouldn't wear, but that doesn't mean that I'm totally against it, because if I see someone wearing it, that's them, you know?
You bring up a good point. Like, if you see somebody wearing it, we were just talking about how, like, we need more male influencers in the rave scene that are like fashion forward.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Remember Santana? You spoke about that.
There needs to be.
If we had more males, I'm saying we, like I'm one of the bros, but but seriously though, if we had more like male ravers who were like into like fashion and who wanted to like who like actually did what us females do.
Right. It's just as much as
people. You'd have inspiration to draw from.
Yeah, exactly. Then just like you're saying, like, and I appreciate you bringing that. Like for me personally, like I don't go into a festival or a rave like trying to inspire anybody. Obviously, like I'm just living my truth and like doing it. But it works well for people because when they see me, and I'm fucking outlandish, y'all. Like I go stupid, I go hard, I'm stupid. But like I know I've had a lot of men, tell me before that like if you can see me do the most, you can get in your head what you can do. Like take inspiration from me, the fucking outlandish person that you see. Maybe it's not something that you'd wear, like you said. You're not gonna take everything from me, and you shouldn't. You should circle it into what you believe and what you feel and what you're comfortable with. But if I can be, in a sense, like a caricature for somebody to look at me and be like, okay, like, well, he's doing it and he looks good, and I could do it too. Yeah. And to speak on the point a little bit, I believe to combat it a little bit, I do think that there is a line between the fashion, because if you're at a festival or a rave, when there's a gay man. You see it, he is dressed a certain kind of way, or unless he's not. I mean, I'm not speaking for all gay men, but gay, especially younger gay people dress very much like a female influencer or a female person that does in the rave. Very like, very that. Yeah, I know what you mean. What I think that line, what I think the line is, I think the line is being gay, because a man, and I have seen straight males wear this like almost the same thing as like a gay man, but because they're in obviously a different person and they're not gay, you can tell. Like when clothes are an accessory, right? Like clothes make up who we are. So when you wear it, you're trying to give off a certain vibe. Yeah. When a straight man wears, like let's say a harness, a gay man can wear it, and you just know. You're right. There's a different vibe. He's into some freaky shit,
Yeah. I can see that. So it's based on like behavior and
mannerisms,
how you
like body language.
How you present how you present yourself. Who. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think that there is a line, but I also think, and what I hope too with this and things that in the future of anybody listening to this right now is bridging the gap between what we think is acceptable as like male rave fashion. Like just do your thing. Like if you want to fucking put on a unicorn horn on your head and go out there and you're a straight man, you're feeling like a unicorn today, like do it. Don't feel like you can't because of stigma.
Yes.
You know, we are,
because this isn't regular life. This is a fantasy. This is a completely. You're paying hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to live out your fantasy and to live your truth and to have fun. Like that's all it's about. It's not that serious. And the real problem is like, where are you going to find the stuff that's going to help you express your true self? You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to that. We'll talk about some stores. But I think it's also important to mention how you don't always have to be so serious in your dress as well. Like I've seen straight men wear like female clothing as a comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like satire.
Dora.
Dora. I love Rave Dora.
Shout out to Rave Dora. And that's
I love him.
That's something to know also too, is like you can, little secret, you can capitalize off of all this.
Yeah.
Like you know this well.
Yeah.
You can. Rave Dora, I'm sure, is making checks.
Yes.
To show. Free tickets, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She going and having fun, like doing her life, like Rave Dora, and well, actually, I think he may be gay, but
I was gonna say, I think he's gay. I hope if you're not, we're sorry.
If you're not, sorry, and I respect you
for real
more if you aren't.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Rave Dora, that's iconic.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like when I EDC 2016 was my first EDC, and it was so awesome. At the end of the night, the last night, the third day, I was watching Pendulum play, and there was these guys, these white dudes that like ran in the crowd right at the end, like one of the last few songs, and they had on these dick hammocks, and I think they're called Rave dicks. Yeah, they. Oh my God, I just thought that was so awesome, because I was like, I know they were straight, but it was just like having the confidence and the like in themselves to just only have their penises covered up. You know what I'm saying? Have their having something up their butt, like a little thong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fun, it's funny, and you don't have to go all the way to the right as far as like being exposed to show your like expression or to be free. It could be completely conservative and being completely covered and being a fucking like, I don't know, like a fairy or something or like a wizard or something. Fairy. You know what I'm saying? Like just it's really as far as your imagination will take you.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I think like with like male influencers, even on Instagram, it's hard, like how we were saying, for me, it's hard to find. And if there was more, you know, and I feel like there is, but they just don't.
It's hard to. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
No,
because you don't. You know, you need to. They're out there, but
It's
they're
honestly
not
how you surround yourself, what you surround yourself with, how you're exposed to different things, kind of creates who you are as a person, like the characteristics of yourself. Yeah, that's what really does.
And we as a community also need to help men feel more comfortable,
right?
And also like there are some influencers. Even I think that there are men who are fashion forward in the scene, but don't label themselves as that. But we need to start labeling them so that people can like actually like find them,
right? Well, and also so that there's a market for them too.
Yeah.
Like, and I will get into like the lack of the market and everything, but like let's have those people come forward and let's have them cash checks on being able to influence people. There's a huge market for male influencing rave clothing. I mean, period.
Even if you look at like marketing now, like with regardless of like rave culture, if you step outside of that and you see that there's a huge there's millions and billions of dollars that go into advertising for women's fashion in general.
Oh yeah.
But male fashion, not so much, because it's perceived that men don't shop that much. Men don't really like to put themselves out there, whereas women, it's all exactly. So that's it's kind of just deep rooted sometimes.
But that can also be just the cycle. It could be that is the reason is because of societal norms. You know,
it all comes like dress full circle.
Up. Very true. Yeah. So like, I think we should talk about kind of like hold on, I forgot where I was at. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. Sorry.
Get your notes.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's take a shot break, guys. I'm taking my kombucha shot, and they're taking tequila. One day I will be drinking tequila again, maybe soon. It's like I'm sober for y'all.
It's like God's water.
No, but I think something to think about is the production and the talent aspect of the rave culture is definitely male dominated, while the fashion side is the fashion industry in the rave scene is female dominated. I think that's very interesting, and I also would like to hear your thoughts about, do you think that possibly that could just be fair because, you know, men are running the show and that, like a balance thing, or do you think that it should be balanced on both sides, like there should be more female DJs and then more raver male influencers in fashion, or do you think that the disparity is just way too much on either side? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll start. Okay. I think that this might be controversial, but I mean, it's very easy to say in my opinion. I think that it's fine. Like, I mean, I don't know how to say, like, males just like dominate so much, and it's just enrooted in our culture.
Right.
Females should have something, and you within rave culture, fashion. I mean, we are talking. The whole point of this is to explain it so that way, hopefully, we can inspire men to do that. Yeah. But at the same time, girls, do your thing. Like you are given this because like you deserve it. Exactly. First of all, and we're not trying to undermine at all. I think like when we like the disparity in men's fashion. Yeah. It's not to combat women's exuberance in it all, you know what I mean? Right. It's just to kind of like give men more like that comfortability to like do what they want so that they can be out, because you get a girl in pasties, she's out here running around, her titties fall, like everything, you know? Right. Like, true. And we should have men be like that, not specifically that, but
I think it's like this. Now this is a really serious topic, but I kind of think of it like Black Lives Matter. Okay. You can agree with me or not, but like, it's not that all lives don't matter. It's just that, you know, there's a particular group of people who are not getting the recognition or getting the attention that they need. So it's not that like women can't, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's not that women don't matter with their fashion. It's that they already are good. Yeah. We need to start focusing on our brothers and try to uplift them in the scene and make them feel like they have a voice or like some type of like inspiration and connection within the culture, because the fashion industry in general in the whole world, but just like the fashion scene, like that's what really kind of defines us. The music obviously, but the fashion is what defines a rave.
Come on, pictures all day. I mean, you're taking pictures all day, like video, like you're there. I mean, you're not dressing up in fucking nothing, or for a guy, which hopefully you are dressing up in nothing, but like you're not dressing up to like not be seen. Like, and I don't want to like put it so black and white, because we're not going there to be seen. We're going there to
But
experience.
It's a big part of it.
But it's a big part of being able to, like we're talking about, live your truth, you know, like
your fantasy.
Go out there and just like fuck it up, like whatever you want to wear kind of thing. And it's really important for people to find that.
And I will say, it kind of goes back, going back to your question about what is fair and not fair, especially in the scene, you know, kind of like how you stated that in the musical side, the production side, it's all male dominated. In the fashion and design side, it's female dominated. And it going back to kind of like your Black Lives Matter, kind of what you were saying, it's not so much about like what's fair and what not. It's more about like, oh, we've noticed that there's not much kind of voice for this. There's not many opportunities for exactly. Yeah. So let's give them an opportunity to build them up, like male ravers.
In both ways, ways, like within DJing. Hell yeah, you're a woman. Get on the fucking track. What is it called?
And it's not like
the track, right? No,
I don't know.
What is that? What is it? The board? What is that thing called? The vinyl?
They don't use vinyl no more. Wait a minute. Let's shut up.
Vincent would know.
I don't fucking know.
But I know what you're saying, because like, especially because I remember listening to a podcast. I think it was back-to-back podcasts. And this guy was saying how there's a lot of female DJs out there. There's a lot of talent, and it's not like, some people will say like, oh, they must suck, so that's why they're not online. It's like, no, that's not it at all.
How dare
it's actually because it's not that at all. It's just the fact that it's just so, it can be so congested with so many male talent that females don't get the opportunity. So there needs to be people like us that bring a voice, like a podcast and whatnot, that gives them the opportunity to speak out and inspire people and put them on lineups. I was at Seismic Festival. the day one, it was just all female, all female DJs, which was amazing.
That's so
nice.
good.
And so I feel like when it comes to male fashion, like when I was going on I Heart Raves, just like looking through stuff, it was very simple: tank top and shorts, nothing else, and just one brand. So I think that's one of the things that's kind of like difficult to kind of say like what's fair and what's not, because you know, you can't really say, but I think that with like men's fashion, I feel like we should give them the opportunity to give them options. That's the point. It's not about like, oh, this is fair and this is not. It's more about, let's give you the options. Let's give you opportunities to expand your thinking about what you can include in your outfits, what you can wear, and what you're comfortable with. We have options for you, you know? So that's my 2 cents on it, at least. So
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
What is up, GMP gang? I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate all your support. I hope you're enjoying the conversation as much as I am, and I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that I do have a blog coming out soon. I'm supposed to be posting some blogs hopefully within the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, I want you to go to my website, GiveMePLUR.com, and subscribe to my newsletter. It's going to be on the homepage or on the blog page of the website. And if not, it will just pop up on the screen. But go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter. I have a lot of awesome content coming out soon. And I want you guys to be a part of it. I want you to be the first to know. You can also find me on all social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. All those links are available on my website for easy access. And just a reminder, send any suggestions or questions that you have to me through email at plurpodcast@givemeplur.com, or you can directly DM me on any social media like Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Back to the show.
Just to set the stage. Okay.
Got it. Okay, so guys, I want to read this thing that I read on Reddit. So I was just like looking up, you know, what people trying to find out where to shop for men and like trying to give you guys like options and stuff. So I ended up running into this like Reddit that somebody posted, and a guy was asking, the question was, where can I find some cool outfits for EDC Las Vegas? This was posted like 10 months ago. So I guess it was this was actually
seriously.
Right. So he actually posted it for this year's EDC, but there was this gay man who replied, and I just thought that it really just resonates with it just matches with what we're talking about. Okay, so he said, as a guy who's been wanting to wear crazier outfits at shows, it's extremely difficult finding clothing that isn't just basic shirts, shorts. It sucks because you see all of the rave festival clothing sites cater to women with unique cuts and styles, but the men's section is limited. Why don't clothing companies cater to men more in festival fashion? I've seen guys resort to buying women's clothing, but even then it's not sized right to fit them properly. As a gay guy, it's also tough as we are almost expected to dress completely feminine and or outlandish to express ourselves. There is absolutely nothing wrong with those that do, but not everyone wants to wear pink sequins and jock straps. I'm not sounding off. For real. He said, I'm not comfortable with my body enough yet to show that much skin, but I'd like to have the option to do so in various ways that aren't slutty feeling. Don't get me wrong, my hoe ass loves to dress sexually at gay bars and events, but not always at festivals and raves. I've resorted to getting things from Etsy as it's supporting small businesses and I get something completely unique, but I don't always have tons of money to spend on one article of clothing to be custom made for one festival. I lean more towards cyberpunk, alternative Middle Earth types of outfits, so I've been looking more in those directions to find things to piece together. If any clothing company out there is paying attention, I think a store just for men's rave fashion would really do well. I'd even be fine with a basic shirt, but cut in different ways or with various materials to stay comfortable, but still unique. Yes. I think it's also a chance for us to go back to our roots a bit more and get back into fat pants, suspenders, and visors. I feel like all guys are getting tired of the same sublimated shirts and shorts that everyone has.
Sound off! Sound off! Whoever you are on
Thank you.
Reddit, continue talking because you are.
For real.
I mean, like, we could wrap up the
Right.
now. Like,
That's
you
exactly
just
what
sounded
we
the
were
fuck
talking
off.
about.
That's
Exactly.
So good.
That's
He hit everything in there.
he did, and I think he like, because initially I didn't know he was gay until he
No, I
said
didn't
it,
either.
Right?
I
Right.
didn't either. Yeah, until you
Did
said
not
it.
know. Did not know.
That's
And-
what I liked about
But that's
it.
awesome.
Yes, that's-
that like.
Mhm.
I like that he didn't say it until, because you can start it like as a gay man,
Right,
you know,
right,
like,
right.
you know, like
Because
he
that didn't
started
matter.
off.
That,
right, it
that wasn't
didn't
the
matter.
point. It was just being a man.
Generally,
period.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that the main point to take away is that like he is like asking creatives, people who are actually
Have the tools and the resources
Yes.
to provide,
exactly
to be there
and he
for him.
articulated it very well.
Oh,
And like that,
amazingly.
those short 3 paragraphs, he said everything we said in 25 minutes.
Yeah, literally. yeah.
He
Right,
did
right,
make
right.
a good point though, because he was saying that how the when the men's section is limited,
Yeah.
like I feel like if you go anywhere, I recently went Black Friday shopping and I went to Forever 21 Men, and there was this, I kid you not, I went into the mall and I went into the store Forever 21, and the men's section was completely gone. Like there was no men's
Damn.
clothing at all. I don't know where it had been moved. Some of the coworkers didn't, like the people working there didn't even know. So I think like that kind of like when he said that men's fashion is very limited, even when he goes in stores and shops, it kind of like spoke to me, because in general, there's like a huge disproportion.
gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that brings me to ask you guys, you know, we already know what we don't like about the rave scene for
Yeah.
the males, right? What are some alternatives?
Yeah.
Like
Where are we going?
what advice do
Yeah.
you give, or tell me what do you like, or what do you want to see more of? Do you have
Yeah.
like any stores or
Yeah.
that you like to shop at that you think it would help people like get inspired and like maybe go down a rabbit hole and find more stores?
Yeah. Me personally, I don't have any stores because I do shop very, I would guess, like freeing and willingly. But like 90% of my closet, not even just rave clothes, is all thrift store. Like
Okay.
That's cool.
I don't
So
like. I do
underrated.
not like spending money on clothes. I don't. Well, actually, real secret. I don't like spending money on anything. Period. Like that's how I keep my funds.
Penny
hello.
2020
picture.
I keep my
Yeah.
bank stacked because I do not like
Yes.
spending money. Like I don't. I really don't like spending money.
Except
so
on raves.
except for
tickets.
yeah, right. Except for the tickets and the alcohol and the everything. But I like thrifting. Thrifting, you can find things that you could never even imagine. Like you can't, because in a thrift store you'll find some dusty ass 90-year-old. She may be dead, maybe she's alive, like somewhere.
Yeah,
Clothes. And I have found, like, this is thrift.
that's nice.
My this is thrift. This is just like an athletic, what is it called? Like, I don't know, you work out in this. This is like
workout
a
shirt,
workout
yeah.
shirt. I found this at the thrift for like $2.
It's like a thermal.
It's like yeah. All of like 90% of my clothes are thrift. So I think that like men should like look towards that, and don't be afraid to go to the women's section. I mean, like it can be uncomfortable, especially for somebody that has never done it before. I go to the women's section, I'm in heaven. I try on things. When I go to the thrift store, 90%, so 90% of my wardrobe is thrift. 90% of what I try on, I do not buy, because
Right.
I just pull. I just like, okay, like I could kind of see the fantasy, and I bring it.
You know, and I think that's interesting too. When he had the guy on Reddit, he mentioned that men get women's clothing, like they wear women's clothing to raves, and that never like clicked in my head. Like I never thought of that, but now that I think about it, like certain like pieces, I could see those are like actually meant for women, but a heterosexual male or a gay man, but like a heterosexual male can actually like make it like a male statement piece.
Right.
Yes, I will say, okay, so I can attest to this because recently I went to EDC Orlando, and we all know Bebo. Shout out Bebo.
Bebo,
Shout out Bebo.
Shout out Bebo.
Bebo, I
And
love
I
you.
saw him, like, I met up with him, and he was wearing this kind of reflective, like,
Okay.
half top
Love him.
that, like, went to the arm.
He's
I've
everything.
seen that.
Yes,
yeah.
Bebo
and
is
I,
fine.
and I actually DM'd him on Facebook, and I said, hey, where did you get that? And he sent me a link to it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And initially I was like, all right, I may not rock that because I had like a choker thing, and it was meant for female fashion. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
maybe it's not something I want, but I was inspired. So then I started Googling like gladiator themed like thing. So then I found inspiration from that. And so like I feel like men should also be willing to ask other men, hey, where did you get that? Hey, where did you find that? What was your inspiration? Because then it starts kind of like brainstorming, like, oh, maybe I can rock this, or maybe I can put this together, and maybe I can do this. It takes
it to another level, like you being able to understand. And wait, I want to give a shout out to Disco Beb because he's amazing. Disco Beb on Instagram, DISCOBEB. Yes. He's an amazing shuffler, and he's sexy as fuck.
Okay. Yes, he is. He's such a cutie.
Yeah,
he is.
But you're right. I mean, like what you said earlier, it's like, and I appreciate it. I mean, I really want to be a fashion inspiration to the people.
You are.
I really hope to be because I love dressing up. Like and it really is as simple as asking, hey, where'd you get that? Hey, what, like, even like what you thought. Like when I look in the mirror, this sounds so stupid, but like when I look in the mirror after dressing, I look at myself for like at least 15 minutes. That sounds super egomaniac
no, I'm
or
in
like
the mirror all day
narcissistic, but like I look in the mirror and I think to myself, first of all, is this something that I want to wear? And that goes back to like straight male being comfortable. Am I comfortable wearing this? Am I comfortable going out in public like this? And depending on where I'm going, and I wear different things to different places, but I look in the mirror and I think to myself, like, is this something that represents me? Because sometimes you put something on and it doesn't, even if it's your wardrobe, even if it's something that you would wear. And I think that if you are a straight male out there and you are in the rave scene, or a gay male out there, or just anybody in general, like, take account of like what you feel comfortable in, like really feel what you feel comfortable in, and you'll allow yourself to like dress to the nines, because you're very good at this. You're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you.
When I saw you in the neon green wig for the first time, I died, because I mean, I've seen you in a lot of different things.
Yes.
I have seen you in a lot of different things. But girl, let me talk about the neon green wig. That was.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, who's that over there? Like, it's crazy. But you always feel comfortable. But it's not a sense. I think it is a sense of like being comfortable in yourself. But also, you ain't gonna walk out looking like a mess. If you think that you look like a mess, you ain't gonna come out, even if it's something that you feel comfortable. Like, even if it's something that is like outlandish. You know what I mean?
Right.
You look in the mirror and you say. Is this cute? Is it not?
Right. Yeah, having that self-talk and like being, sitting with yourself and saying like, I like this, and you don't, and sometimes even if you don't feel 100% comfortable with something, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for it, because
like, go outside the box.
Yeah, it's do you like it? Like, that's number one. Do you like it? And then if you are comfortable enough, like as far as comfortable enough, like you picked it out, you put it on, and it's something like you plan to do, then go for it. Whether even if you have just like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to wear this, like if you feel a connection to it, and you'll know, go for it, wear it, and express yourself, because again, the rave is a fantasy. It is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to have a good time.
Going back to like, we talked about like solutions, right?
Yeah.
Solutions. We can talk all day about men not having what they need. If you need something to find to wear to a festival, like, just think about your biggest fantasy. Think about what you wish that you could bring to the world.
Yeah, like your alter ego. Like
your alter ego.
Exactly.
Yes, that's
who is that?
Perfect.
Who is that? Are you a fucking gladiator?
And not everybody's like that, but at the same time, you should, like, if you are, like, if you're listening to this and you're a man, I mean, you're obviously interested in expanding your, you know what I mean? Not everybody is, but at the same time, like, think about your biggest thing. Just do it. Just do it. And then if you do it and it doesn't work, like if you're there and you like feel super uncomfortable, then it doesn't work.
Which I doubt. Which I honestly I doubt
too. Because if you're with good friends, friends, hang out with amazing people that hype you up, that love how you look, no matter what. Because it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you look. It matters what's in your heart.
It goes back to what I said about it's who you surround yourself with, who's in your rave fam, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like throughout your time in this community, you begin to form your rave fam as you get older. You like start to solidify,
and it becomes
who's
so
your
beautiful.
real group. Yes, who are the people you're going to spend the most time with. As you get older in the scene, you're like, okay, I only want to spend my time with these people because they promote me. They don't care. They
they love you.
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, they love
exactly.
you.
And going back to kind of what you were asking about, like websites and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think one website that I really draw inspiration from is ASOS, ASOS.com.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
like
free shipping.
No, they do offer free shipping if you
and free returns.
Yes, exactly. They do. And what I love about it is they don't have any physical stores in the US. It's only in the UK. They do like 3-day shipping. I think it's the fastest, 2 to 3 day shipping. But what I love about ASOS is that I can go on there and I can look at like pictures of like
you see it how it's worn.
Yeah, how it's worn.
Yeah.
And it looks nice and I'm like, okay, I draw inspiration from there and that's how I kind of find what I like to wear. So ASOS is an amazing site because I can find shorts, I can find tops, I can find and they're even rave gear like neon, reflective. What else? Like almost kimono type.
I want to say another solution to it too is like, if you're like not down for like wearing like really outlandish stuff, like I know not everybody like really wants to be out there, but you are wanting to be like more fashion forward, I guess. Do something neon, highlighter pink, highlighter green, highlighter yellow, highlighter anything.
Start with something.
You look like you're a part of it because you can wear cargo. I mean, I've never seen them. I should make them. Yeah. Cargo shorts that are neon pink.
You know what
like
I
with
just
pockets
saw?
And shit. Like
that's really dope. You know what I just saw that's dope too is these cargo. I guess it's cargo with pockets.
Cargo's like that, like dad shorts. Like the ones that like
I saw some cargo pants or shorts, but they were vinyl, see-through, and they were blue.
No, I have seen those.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
Are they
those
from
are
ASOS?
Lit.
I think they might
No, I'm
from
sure.
ASOS.
And that's
ASOS
what I love.
Is like
ASOS,
leading. Like,
ASOS does a good job. And kind of going back to like asking men, like other men, where did you draw inspiration? I was at, I want to say Spring Awakening this year in Chicago. And I asked Jesse, shout out to Jesse. And I asked...
Bustami?
Yes, Jesse Bustami. And he was talking to me and he's like, and I was like, oh, we're talking about like clothing. And he's like, oh, I actually just wear my swimming trunks. Like, but ones that go above the knees. Yeah. So it looks kind of
shorter.
It looks fashionable because swimming trunks come in more varieties of colors, sizes, and they fit tighter to your legs. I never thought about so they look exactly. And I wore those to Electric Zoo.
Man, listen up.
And I'm telling you, so I didn't have to go look for pink shorts. I was like, oh, I have pink swimming trunks. Yeah. Perfect. And they fit my skin well because I have dark melanin. It looked amazing with my like black Chicago Shufflers jersey. So that's what I'm saying. It goes back to asking, hey, where did you draw inspiration? Making conversations is what really helps people kind of like branch off and figure out what they want to do. So.
And there's a website, I think it's called Chubbies or something like that.
Yes.
They have the fucking coolest swim trunks.
Yes.
And they're short.
Yes.
So you can get both, both of the things you were talking about. I got to get my boyfriend a pair.
Yes. Yeah.
He would look good.
Yes.
I have a tip too, even though I ain't no man. I got one. I found this company called FrothlyF.com. It's FROTHLYF.com, and they are in the UK as well, and they focus on vintage clothing. Okay. What I think that men should wear, women too, but really men, I think what's sexy is those jumpers, like like big old onesies, but like the winter ones. We're in the winter now, so like any type of snow globe or New Year's Eve party you go to, you would stand out if you had a vintage onesie on. Like those are like really in. Like I just saw Kylie Jenner wear hers with the tassels on the back of hers on her Instagram. So and on the Frothly website, they have some really cute, well, for men, really nice, handsome looking fucking outfits.
I actually will say one other thing where I draw inspiration is so I noticed that quote. They were saying like how they should have a shop where men's like they have their typical shirt but cut up in different ways.
Yeah, like different cuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was actually on Pinterest just looking up, and this is where I draw a lot of inspirations, where I got like my tattoo ideas and whatnot. But I also draw inspiration from clothing through Pinterest, where I'll like find different things and just
Pinterest
go deep in a hole. And I saw like
deep
it was
in
like
a hole. I love
deep
that.
in a hole. Yeah. And I saw this like outfit idea where it was like a old school bodybuilding builder, like they had like the one strap around them. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
And I saw that, and it becomes like
leather.
Almost. It's almost, but it's like the shirt idea is like it's like one strap around their chest like this. It covers like one nipple and it comes across. And I'm like, that's a perfect idea for guys. Like, it just takes research. You have to put in effort. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to find ways to kind of promote yourself, because in men's fashion, unfortunately, like we don't have a lot of opportunities to just be like, oh, let me just go on this website. No, we have to find things. We have to look. It's not like at our disposal.
No, Pinterest is a good suggestion, because Pinterest is not social media. It's actually a place where you shop. Yeah. If you notice, everything that you click on has a link to an actual website. So that would be really easy for you guys who I know are fucking lazy. All you have to do is just look at a picture, like it, and click on the link. There you go.
Can I get into a couple people that I want to mention?
Of course.
Okay, so like we're talking about solutions. Like, if you're looking for people to look for, because maybe sometimes you can't just like go on a website and be like, oh, this is gonna look good.
Yeah.
But you can look at like on a person.
Yeah.
One of my very dearly good friends. He's amazing, fashion wise and just human.
Yes.
Tito.
We love you, Tito.
I love you. Shout out to Tito.
Shout out to Tito. I don't know.
His Instagram is Tito Chia. It's TETOCHEA. He's amazing. He will provide you with something that if you're a man, I'm talking about like burly man, maybe straight man, whatever, and you're looking for like rave fashion that allows for you to be comfortable but not be like, again, like going back to like super, whatever you want to call it, like feminine, gay or whatever. He provides, his fashion is what you want to wear to a festival. Another one is Santos, which I had the pleasure of meeting him when I went out to Cali this past year. Amazing. Super gay though. Love him. Love him to death. But take inspiration from him, because he goes to festivals for a living and he's amazing. His Instagram is SANTOASTTT. And he goes to everything. His fashion is amazing, and if you're looking for inspiration, please go to him. And to finalize, my third one is Cameron Reddick. He's a shuffler. He's amazing at shuffling, but also his fashion is crazy too. His Instagram is CAMERON_RETTIG, and he is absolutely amazing. So if you're actually looking for people just like to see inspiration, definitely go there, because like we're talking about, there's not a lot of male influencers, and I just gave you 3. I mean, there should be more. There needs to be more, but they are a really, really good like starting place as far as like fashion is.
And if you guys have any more like you think that we should add to this list, DM me on any social media platform, or email me at plurpodcast@givemeplur.com.
Or if you are somebody, like because we are all about rising people up.
Right? Yeah, we want to promote you, bitch. Yeah. Wait, we're talking about man. Sorry, bitch.
I will say one site though. I want to shout out Technothought.
Yes. Technothought. Yes.
So my buddy Brian, he actually created this company. He's from Chicago. He's currently in Houston, Texas.
I haven't met him yet. I want to meet him.
If you like, for guys who are just starting to trying to find ways to kind of make their like outfits a little bit more stylish in a sense of like simple tank top or shorts and whatnot. He actually offers like hats. He's got the shirts. He's got the tank tops.
So good.
But it's away from the galaxy look.
It's all black.
Right. So
like, he was at my house, right?
He was at My House Music Festival.
Oh my gosh! Like his vendor. I mean, he's amazing. I mean, like again, like even something you don't have to. Don't be so outlandish. Just like think about the simplicity of it all. And like Technothought,
a simple black with white letters, and it's really loud,
sexy.
And I've gone to shows in Chicago recently, and people are like, "I love that shirt. It's so funny," because of course millennials, we know what thought means in Technothought. So, and that's why it's like simple things like that will make people gravitate towards you, because they see what you're wearing, and it could be as simple as just a phrase, and that makes people like excited and want to talk to you and make conversation, and then you kind of bounce ideas off each other.
Building the community.
So technothought.com.
Technothought.com. It's basically the shirt TECHNO thought THOT.com.
That hoe over there, love her.
Exactly.
So I also have one too. It's called Zentality. I found it through that Reddit post. Somebody was commenting, and they were commenting different stores, and somebody commented Zentality.
Yeah.
It's ZENTALITY.US/ it's just .us. You'll find the apparel part, but
I took a look at it.
You liked it, right?
I mean,
I'm saying right. You liked it, yeah.
Because it's like you. It really doesn't take a lot. You just have to think.
It's subtle.
It's subtle.
It's very. I think that as a woman, I think as a suggestion, what I like as a woman looking at a man sexually, I think that if you don't want to be all crazy, you don't want to dress anywhere near feminine, and you're completely 100% masculine, and you have that rough thing about you, because there are personalities in men that are like that. I think that the best way for you to stand out and to be attractive to the opposite sex, I think, is to wear clean cut clothes.
Look polished. Wake up in the morning and love yourself.
This is no knock on men who prefer to just wear a simple tank top and shorts. This is no knock on them at all.
Absolutely not.
Because we're just promoting, hey, there are options
ways
for you.
to give you more if you are looking for that.
You can step it up a notch. That's what we're saying. Because I'm tired of the fucking Galaxy shirts. Okay?
Oh no,
you're not making me wet with the Galaxy.
I mean, no shade to the Galaxy shirt, but all
I'm just saying I got
2014. We're over.
You're not making me wet at all.
Exactly. We're going into 2020. We're over that. We're over that at this point.
No,
I think that the Galaxy shirts are cool, but I think that we should try to switch it up for us as a scene. I think we should just but I think that it is important for us to still incorporate Galaxy and the cyberpunk thing into
the
our
world,
because that's a big part of rave culture.
Yeah,
but we just got to figure out a different way to do it.
Well, do you guys remember just to get into really quick, you remember the sunglasses that I came out with?
Yeah.
The very small I call them
I bought those.
Yeah. They're small, incorporating the space, because again, fantasy.
Yes.
It's a world. It's a world outside of yourself.
And
a Galaxy is so tired.
It also depends on the festival too. If you're going to Coachella, everyone's wearing the same kind of clothing. If you're going to a techno festival, everyone's wearing black. If you're going to, let's say, EDC Las Vegas, everyone's wearing whatever. So also know what festival you're going to, what rave. If it's house, techno, dubstep, and know how to curate it. Exactly.
If you're going there, you're going there for a reason. You know what the vibe is. So.
Exactly.
So we are running out of time, but I just wanted to mention a few things. Just for alternatives for you guys. Don was telling me, try festival lapel shirts.
For sure.
You get that from ASOS.
LAPEL, lapel shirts.
Yep.
You can get them from ASOS and PacSun.
Try to be different with what you have. So that could mean just being unique as far as customizing jerseys or actual outfits.
Be out there.
Accessorizing differently, you know what I'm saying? Just putting stuff together different.
Hats.
Shopping at boutiques instead of name brand stuff, or thrifting, right? Or you could be different with what you have as far as making or tailoring your own outfit and using that as a creative outlet. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
Be unique. Be unique. Try to be different. It's not that hard because you're the only you in the world. So you can fucking do it. Just have fun. Have fun with it. I think that's pretty much it. Did you want to talk about anything else?
I just want to say how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too, bitch. I love you too.
First of all, we out here. I actually don't think that we've looked at the camera at all today.
No. The project is blinding as light.
I just want to let y'all know, Amani's that girl.
She is.
I'm pretty cool.
She is the lead, I believe, the leading EDM woman influencer in Chicago.
Thank you.
Woman of color, honestly.
Yes.
I even told her, I told you this when we were working on that project. I said, because of her, I found ways to put myself out there. Because of her, I'm like,
you think about it differently.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, I feel confident more in myself because she's helping me promote myself, and I'm like, wow, I feel confident. And she's from Chicago. It instantly makes me feel that much happier.
100%.
Thank Thank you. I appreciate
100% that bitch.
I appreciate y'all for that. I really do. But let's not make it about me. It's about y'all. Yeah. But no, seriously, I really appreciate it. And I think you, just to close it off, you did say something about a pop-up shop.
Yes. So I think that it would be a really good idea, and stay tuned. Like,
you don't have to give them all the deets, but just mention, you can hint.
Yeah, I think that it would be great. Anybody that has a lot of fashion as far as rave or just in general, accessories, sunglasses, hats, maybe stay tuned for a pop-up. I think that would be a great idea.
In Chicago.
In Chicago. And if you're in neighboring states, Michigan, wherever, if you could drive down, we can all come together and be a collective, because I think that at the end of the day, we all have so many clothes. I mean, like, I have a lot of clothes, and I don't even wear some of them too. Yeah. Just stay tuned. I mean, maybe it'll.
If you are a vendor, if you have clothes that are lightly used, or if you are like a vendor, like you're a store, a brand, a rave brand, or you're just unique and you're not necessarily a rave brand, but you think that it would add value to the scene,
reach
hit up either myself or Santana. Give them your email address.
So you can email me at Based Santana, kind of like Based God. It's BASED Santana SANTANA @gmail, or hit up my girl Amani
at PLUR podcast at givemepLUR.com.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be fucking awesome.
That'd be fucking fire. I want some champagne right now.
Well, we got tequila to soothe you in the meanwhile. But thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Remember, hit us up at our social medias. Go ahead and give them your social medias again.
Don Manolo, DONMANOLO with a 0 at the end.
0. Make sure you know.
Yes.
I'm Santana Devera, just like that. SANTANA DEVERA. You can find me all the time over there.
Awesome. And you guys already know, PLUR podcast at givemepLUR.com. Go to givemepLUR.com to get all my social medias, and just to creep on me, because you love me.
Because she's sexy. She's sexy.
All right, guys. Peace, love, unity, respect. Give Me PLUR
Did everything work out for you, babe?
Yes. The only thing is we went over the 30, so it ended up cutting off right at 30 minutes.
Do you want to do the outro again?
No. I'm just gonna.
Did you get it out? Oh, for the camera.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is that.
Oh, he fine. What's up? Oh, he fine. You look good. Look at your beard.
We just finished the episode we were recording. Don's here too.
I'm here in the corner.
But this was hands down the best